Illmatic by Nas. Illmatic. Everybody knows this fucking album. I listened to this before, actually, re-listening to it, for this video, and I had like the lyrics up, I think it was like on Genius or some shit like that website. This just made me appreciate the whole fucking album a lot more than what I used to before actually, looking deeper into the lyrics. I could say the usual shit about this album, like it being a timeless classic, being the epitome of 90s New York rap and shit like that, which both of those statements are fucking true. But I don't want to sound like everyone else, alright? I'm Neforus, alright? Here's the thing though, I'm gonna go on like some autistic like fucking details on this fucking album that I actually like about it. So first and foremost, the album cover, everybody fucking knows this. It's Nas. Nas as a child on that shit, and it's like 80s, I don't fucking know. I think it's like 80s New York and some shit like that, or 90s New York, whatever it was taken, And other people had tried to imitate it. I think I've seen once of J. Cole's Illmatic, very closely to Illmatic, but it was the song is literally just Devil in a New Dress before the actual album came out, like 12 days before it actually came out. So that's kind of funny. But about the tracks, from the Genesis to the fucking Revelation, which is the 10th track, which doesn't rhyme with the Genesis, so. But from every track, it's actually almost every single one of them is actually really fucking good. I can't fucking blame it going platinum. And also, I heard once actually it was considered important enough to actually be put into like some records in the US. I don't know, I'll put it up on the screen. But from track 1 to track 10, almost every track actually, every track except for like the first one, actually that one's actually good, but I'm not saying it's not like an actual song, it's just like an intro type of track for the whole album. Everything else is fucking great. Everything else is fucking great. I think the one that gets in my mind the most, like that is very fucking catchy, is Life's a Bitch, The World Is Yours, One Love, like literally all like the ones, like the tracks that everybody fucking knows, like of course those ones, they're fucking catchy as shit. Like, the world is yours, the world is yours, whose world is this? Some shit like that, And also, fucking May, almost May actually, I have this shit right here, it's full of fur and shit like that. I tried wearing this yesterday on Friday, somebody called me a school shooter. I just thought this would look pretty fitting for the whole thing, Here's the autism going on right now. The halftime track, being called halftime, being at the half of the entire album. And I think that was in Nas's fucking planning and all that shit. I have not heard anything else from Nas other than this fucking album. I'm not that sounds so shy of me for, as a dude who's into a lot of music, but it's just like, but here's one thing I heard from like another friend of mine's, like 2008 for Nas was like shy. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm gonna have to like go through the entire discography of this nigga to just confirm that it is or not, but I said already my favorite tracks were Life's a Bitch, The World Is Yours, One Love, but also NY State of Mind. Almost every one of them can be considered my favorite, but if I could go for the one favorite, if I could choose one, it's The World Is Yours. The World Is Yours, that's one. And the production shit right here, him doing all this shit not under like a record label is very fucking impressive. And also this being his first album is also both very impressive, but also I wouldn't want to say bad, because he's not bad as an artist, but fuck man, if you put this shit out as your first album, bro, you better be able to fucking top it in the second one and all that shit, because that would, I don't know if this would make sense, but I think that would solidify you as like, oh yeah, this guy can actually do his shit, and not, it isn't like a one album wonder or whatever, you know, like a one hit wonder, but a bit more structured, more than one song, you know. And I can say like about the whole New York shit, New York shit, it encapsulates the mid '90s fucking rap game in New York. But I don't know enough about this whole shit to make myself look like I'm an expert when I'm not an expert. But it does kind of sound like New Yorker, right? That sounds so fucking cringe, man. I keep looking back at it because like this and shit like that is because I don't know if this is gonna be a good video or not, you know. But the Illmatic shit, the name Illmatic, I don't know where the fuck that came from actually. I don't know where it came from. I didn't do any research before this whole shit. I could like go really like autistic in-depth mode, like come up with all that shit before actually recording the video, but this is just me, you know, doing it for the first time and all that shit. I once heard that this shit sold like 6,000 copies in its first week, but it eventually went up to 1 million because it got out like from the the word got out to the streets and all that shit about this hot album and shit like that, you know. That's something. That's actually something to think about, you know, on how it's successful and how it's like culturally known throughout rap and music and fucking everywhere. Honestly, you could probably find one person blasting this shit, blasting one of these songs, and like probably in your local neighborhood, I would like say, hey yo, bro, do you like Nas? Like the artist, some shit like that sounds so fucking, sounds like so nerd like, but it's like this nigga is known around, and they would 100% say like, yeah, Illmatic's pretty good and all that shit. They don't know anyone else. Maybe that King's disease. That's like the most recent one, right? Fuck, I don't know. But with the lyrics did make the experience a lot more better because there is some like infamous. I'm using infamous as like a next level of famous. So like famous and infamous is like really fucking well known, and people have imitated it like fucking throughout after its like occurrence and all that shit, you know, like infamous lines and shit like that, like I don't sleep because sleep is the cousin of death, and other shit like that too, you know. I think that line is very relatable to insomniacs, especially today, because there's a lot of insomniacs in the current modern world, you know. Like, it's depth and what it's like all saying. Like, I'm not gonna get into any specifics, but it's some deep shit, but also some funny shit, because you know some of the shit that he says, you know, like, granted it was a different time back then, you know, but if this shit was like plopped right now, like in 2022, this dude would be fucking dead, reputationally and probably literally. Alright, I hate using the word literally. It's a fucking bimbo word, but in this case, it's applicable, right? Fuck. And I think that is the video for this album right here. I would give this a general. Fuck it, I'll give it a 10. I'm giving it a 10. It's good. It's really fucking good, alright? Really fucking good. I hope you people have a good day or night, and have yourselves a good fucking damn one.